Covert X-Men. There you go. That's the X-Men question. We've got an answer. Tell us about covert X-Men groups then. What was the first one? What's the best one?
First one that springs to mind would be the Pete Wisdom-led X-Force with Cannonball and all that lot.
Pete Wisdom was the London one that did that.
Yeah, that's right. The one who was not in Kitty Pryde for a while. Yeah. Hot Knives from the Fingers. What a fucking power. Anyway, yeah, he led a sort of a covert.
Hey, he got in with that with Kitty Pryde.
Oh, yeah. Well.
See.
Anyway,
we know what she likes. She likes metal, hot or cold. She likes it.
Oh man, imagine on a cold day. No. That's just wrong.
You don't get your tongue stuck to it, do you? That was when Colossus was the rogue. Oh my god. Colossus could touch rope when he used metal.
Now this was another thing. I remember when I was moderating the X-Men forums with Pablo and Josh, and
it's so wrong.
I just remember having a huge argument because I remember that issue. I remember Colossus sleeping with her. I read it again recently. I was proved wrong. He didn't. He only kissed her.
And then he painted her naked.
Yeah.
It's implied.
But then the whole thing just sucks badly because she's touched him before and taken his powers.
When he's metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody wasn't paying attention.
She was a villain.
Yeah.
That's how she started.
So somebody wasn't paying attention then. God, like J. Michael Straczynski was never paying attention during anything that he's writing.
I shrugged because I don't really give a rat's.
Yeah, I've gotten to that stage as well.
Babylon 5 is a big pile of shit. Get out! Anyway, yeah. Slayer's rubbish. But anyway, yeah,
so Pete Wisdom led X Factor.
X-Force.
X-Force, pardon me, right?
X-Force.
Of course, because X Factor's Jimi Madrox at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. No, X-Force were basically the New Mutants. They got trained up by Cable and they went off. They became outlaws and all this sort of stuff. And they had Feral and Cannonball and Warpath and all that lot. Siren. Yeah, basically they're all funky kids in funky costumes.
Oh, was that your favourite one, was it?
No, it was shit.
No shit. Has there ever been one that you
I like characters.
Has there ever been a lineup like that you've liked? With like a covert group?
No, not really.
So you're dubious about the new X-Force then?
I'm dubious, yeah.
There you go. The expert's opinion on X-Force.
I'm dubious. It's been done before and it was shit. So I'm hoping this is going to be good.
It's a bit of a simple lineup though, really, isn't it? Because the new X-Force is T-Bird, T-Hawk. Thunderbird, yeah. With his new, what is it, vibranium knives, which do look very cool.
X-23.
X-23.
Wolverine.
Yep.
Wolfsbane. I love Wolfsbane though, so...
Catholic girls, what can I say?
Yeah.
Red-headed Catholic girls.
Anyway, enough about that, but yes.
So, there you go. So, right. And what's the third question going to be? Well, what was the other thing? Resident Evil. Resident Evil. So, basically, what can I ask you about Resident Evil that I don't already know? Because of the fact that, very much like how I put Nate through Kamen Rider, he puts me through Resident Evil.
Every opportunity.
Every single opportunity. So, there you go. There's a question you might not be able to answer. Why herbs? Why do the herbs work? If there is no cure, for the T or C virus or...
There are cures for the T and T virus.
There are cures for them.
Well, yeah.
And do they come from these herbs?
I would imagine so, yeah. Apparently, in the Resident Evil 1, the original Resident Evil 1, there was a book that you find upstairs, around the back of the mansion somewhere. And it says about how the herbs in Raccoon City, in and around the area, have medicinal value.
No. Which
is why the characters have these red and green herbs and they mix them up. And when you mix them up in the game, it always looks like it's just mixed up powder. So what they've done is they pestle and mortared it. I don't know what they do with it. They probably slap it on. Just bleh. But
spin it round.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But there are cures for the T and G virus. I mean, of course, the G virus, the cure for that, the vaccine for that, which they give Sherry in Claire B, was the devil vaccine, which leads a lot of people to think that the G virus stands for God.
Right.
The T virus is cured in loads and loads and loads of different ways. In Resident Evil 3, Jill gets infected. You've got to mix up a cure for her there. Mm-hmm. And then there's also the daylight sort of thing in Outbreak as well. You know, there's all sorts.
Right. So okay, but basically these herbs are like.
Apparently, the herbs in Raccoon City have medicinal values. So.
And
I don't really understand how a first aid.
It's kind of a Deus Ex Machina then, really. Yeah, really. Okay, there you go. And so.
But then it's a game mechanic. Come on. let's not get too in-depth with it.
It
At the end of the day,
definitely
when it comes to Resident
way.
Evil, the only things that are canon are what happened in the cutscenes. Because your character can get bitten any time of the day when you're playing a game.
But
they
the
never get
character
bitten.
never really gets bitten.
Exactly, so it's only what's in the cutscenes that counts.
So it's able to actually get you...
Unless we're talking about Umbrella Chronicles, in which case that's just a compacted version, and it's no way meant to reflect the entire story.
Well, there you have it. See? Now, basically it's your turn to be asking him, but you can ask me questions if you like, but I don't really know what my answers would be. They wouldn't be quite that concise and probably be even more boring.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Anyway, so we've just been completely bored. We've been sitting here actually talking in front of this camera so you can get to see what it's like. A lot of people end up asking us about Jazz and Jess meetings.
No, they don't lie. They really don't.
Well, no, we end up telling them that we end up sitting around and just talking bollocks instead of actually just getting on with our work. And they were like, oh, we really want to see it. Now you've seen it, now you know you really didn't want to see it. Let's be honest here.
To be honest with you completely, whenever we sat down and have a Jazz and Jess meeting, we would sit down with Microsoft Word open, right, let's do some ideas. I'd get pissed on vodka and then we talk shit for the whole night.
And then it just ends up being thrown onto page, more
Yeah.
or less, after we spend about an hour and a half talking about nothing really interesting. We end up asking each other questions like that. We end up, like, you know, just talking it up, essentially.
Watching anime.
Watching movies, watching television, listening to loud music.
Yeah. And then goes, wasn't it cool when this happened and that? And
yeah, and then
Brady,
quoting.
tell me more about this. I've never seen this.
And then there's quoting. And
good God, the quoting.
There was on one occasion when Nate, on his own, was banned from quoting.
No, I wasn't on my own. I was with my friend Nick and my friend...
No, I mean, as in, you know, you were the only quoter.
No. Me and Nick and I can hold conversations
Nick
purely in
quote,
quotes.
yeah.
And Beth came back from university. Hi, Nick and Beth. And she literally turned around and went, right, you two, no quoting. So we sat there in silence for pretty much the whole night. But it was by that point that we were just quoting Robot Chicken at each other. Yes.
See?
But,
so basically we end up sitting there and quoting. We drive my wife crazy. My wife, Amanda, love of my life, hi sweetheart, who is the unknown caterer of Jazz and Jess. There you go, sweetheart. You've gotten your official title now.
She feeds the donkey.
Yeah, she feeds the donkey. We basically, Nate will come over, we'll come up with ideas, we'll sit there and talk rubbish, and she will give us food. So that therefore we don't tire ourselves out. Pretty much. So yeah, that's what a Jazz and Jess meeting actually is. Us sitting there talking bollocks like this for like 3 hours.
And it's been fun.
Yeah, and you get just about half an hour of it, really.
30 minutes.
Yeah, about 33 minutes now.
We have to break this video up into about 5 pieces.
It's about 5 pieces, and just pick out the most interesting stuff and stick it online for you guys to look at. We'll be doing this again. We'll be doing this often because, hell, you know, we're attention whores.
If every video blog is going to be this long, we better come up with some actual material to keep it concise.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's probably going to be a good idea. So, there you have it.
There you have it. And sorry, speaking at you again.
Shrek and Donkey have learned things today, and that thing is talk about something more interesting.
Yeah.
So, you know, from Nate and myself, we're going to sign off now and come up with something more interesting to talk to you about or talk at you about next time. So, have a good night, have a good day, or whatever time of the day it is, and
Adios, muchachos.
yeah, hasta la vista.